Captain Olimar, the SS Dolphin, has crash-landed on a strange, mysterious planet, and his life support systems can only function for 30 days. To survive, he must take command of the local wildlife, Pikmin, to collect his 30 missing ship parts and return home. The Pikmin can be thrown away and whistled back. They can also carry pellets and enemy corpses back to their mothership, the Onion, to multiply in numbers. With enough, you can perform tasks like pushing down a cardboard box. I find the first ship part, the engine. By a stroke of pure luck, the most important piece of the damaged ship lies before me. The Pikmin carry the part back to the SS Dolphin. The nocturnal creatures roam the planet at night, meaning Olimar must launch into the planet's atmosphere to invade him. Day 2. The Forest of Hope. The Onion, the mothership of the Pikmin, follows me there. I use the Pikmin it holds to break down a wall. Here, I face the first hostile animal of this planet's ecosystem, the dwarf Bulborb. If a Pikmin lands directly on its back, the foul beast perishes immediately. You must aim a Pikmin throw directly onto its back to kill it. Here lies another threat of the Pikmin, water. Pikmin will drown if they go into water, as they can't swim. But I can make them swim anyway. If I simply guide them to the other side of the shore, before they drown, they can go onto the land. Am I clever or cruel? I pluck some Pikmin that the Onion produced with enemy corpses before feeding them nectar. Nectar makes their leaves bloom into flowers, making the Pikmin faster. Look how closely they follow me now. Time to collect the second ship part of the journey. I throw my Pikmin up a ledge and avoid the Bulborb before killing it with those thrown Pikmin. I swarm my 31 Pikmin onto the ship pod, the shock absorber, before plucking some more sprouts. I attack a Bulborb and lose a Pikmin. It's always sad to see one of them die, but the show must go on. One individual Pikmin does not matter. Thankfully, I find another type of Pikmin to recoup the loss. These ones are yellow and have massive ears. While the red Pikmin are resistant to fire and strong in combat, the yellow ones can be thrown higher and do this. That's right, they pick up bombs. There are bombs in a children's game. I go to the area uncovered by the wall and see a cardboard box surrounded by water. Remember how Pikmin drown? It does not matter! I throw the Pikmin on top of the cardboard box and maneuver them over to push it. And at the end of the narrow bridge lies a threatening beast, the burrowing Snagrit. It burrows out of the ground to attack your Pikmin, but sometimes its head gets stuck in the ground, marking your time to attack. Once killed, it drops the Geiger counter, with it beeping rapidly. Now here is one of the main reasons I love Pikmin so much. Taking risks. Remember those Bulborbs on the path earlier? I never actually killed them, as that would take too much time. But then, it happens. The counter in the corner drops down from 100, meaning a Pikmin has died. Those Bulborbs I spared ate some of the Pikmin carrying the Geiger counter. I'm punished for not killing those Bulborbs with the loss of Pikmin souls. Thankfully, I put extra Pikmin on that ship part, meaning they can still carry the part home despite the losses. If I didn't put extras though, well, they'd be unable to carry the part, and left to be eaten. I attack the Bulborb with bombs, and then destroy the wall. After collecting some bombs, I throw some to a wall to break it. I return to the sundown. Any Pikmin not in your squad when the clock hits 0 will not make it to the Onion in time and be eaten by the nocturnal predators, the Bulborbs of this planet. I blow up the countdown. There's only half a minute left to finish what I'm doing. Bomb rocks don't carry over to the next day, meaning I must use them now. There's a boss behind this gate, but there's simply not enough time to fight them. Thankfully, I burst down the wall today, making sure I don't have to do it tomorrow. At the end of each day, Olimar writes a daily entry in his voyage log to record what happened on that day. These logs actually correspond to your actions. If you lose a Pikmin to a bomb drop explosion, Olimar will comment on that. If you encounter a new type of Pikmin, Olimar will comment on that. If you do absolutely nothing for multiple days in a row, on day 28 specifically, he will say, I am so very tired. Day 3. Back to the Forest of Hope. I know yesterday was messy, but now that I've explained the key concepts, things can go a lot quicker. Usually, there can only be 100 Pikmin out on the field, but I only have 99 out. When a flowered Pikmin dies, a sprout has a small chance to appear at its site of death. I don't know how to feel about this feature. On one hand, it punishes recklessness of your units, discouraging you from ignoring Pikmin deaths. On the other hand, it's annoying. After collecting 2 ship parts, I walk back to feed my Pikmin nectar. The bridge that I swam my Pikmin to is incomplete, so I send my yellow Pikmin to work on it. With the red Pikmin, I throw half of them onto the ledge with the wall I barely blew up, and the rest of my battalion collect the ship part, the Nova Blaster. An optional part, that's right. Not every part is required to beat the game. Now here's the boss of this arena, the Armored Cannon Beetle. It guards the radiation canopy. That's right, guards. Most bosses have the ship part inside of them, while it's possible to just sneak the radiation canopy around the Armored Cannon Beetle. But I have lots of time in the day left, and I want to grow my Pikmin numbers by retrieving the corpse. I kill the Armored Cannon Beetle and retrieve its corpse. And with that, all the ship parts in this area have been collected. This is a Walpole. Instead of attacking you, it runs away. It does not wish to do harm. When retrieved to the Onion, it only gives 1 Pikmin sprout, meaning it's basically useless to kill it. There is no point. I have played this game for over 2,600 days, and not once in my life have I ever killed a... Oh. Day 4. I land in the forest navel. The reds break down a wall, the yellows get bombs, and the blues join our ranks. The newly discovered blue Pikmin are resistant to water, and that's it. Sounds rather useless, right? No, this is genius game design. The more blue Pikmin I bring onto the field, the quicker I can complete the submerged areas, though the terrestrial areas get harder due to the lack of specialization. The opposite is also true. Fewer blues, harder water, easier land. You have to find the perfect balance. I brought out 40 blues, though I think that number was too high. I send any yellow Pikmin that have finished blowing up walls to carry ship parts back, like the automatic gear. The bread bug is a creature that also feeds on the crystallite nectar found in pellets. It scavenges loose pellets to its nest, and if there are any Pikmin currently carrying those pellets, that Pikmin shall also be eaten. If there are 2 Pikmin on the pellet, however, it overpowers the bread bug in a game of tug of war. It drops the space float, another optional part. I collect the #1 Ionium Jet, then meet the fiery Blowhog, an enemy that procures hydrogen and combusts it at low temperatures. Fire can kill Pikmin in 2 seconds, but red Pikmin, the type resistant to fire, can beat this respectable foe. And the Wollihop, on the other hand, is a serial murderer! The adult form of the harmless Walpole from earlier, it leaps into the sky and any Pikmin under it when it lands dies. A Bulborb can only gnaw on 3 Pikmin at a time, but the Wollihop, if your entire squad is under it when it lands, then your entire squad is, in actuality, just dead. They die. Simple as that! After fighting many enemies, I come to a boss fight. The Puffstall, as it is known as, releases hypnotic fumes that make your Pikmin turn against you. It's very, very interesting. Shame that it's already dead. It drops the Omega Stabilizer. The day is nearing its end, so I send my remaining army to go to the Gravity Jumper, and now the Sundown Counter starts. 2 pieces on their way. 1 piece on its way back, and it doesn't make it. I'll have to collect it first thing tomorrow. Day 5. I don't collect it first thing tomorrow, and instead return to the impact site. There are a lot of pellets, and a single ship part in this area. This day will be spent growing up my Pikmin numbers even higher. This area was added for a failsafe to anyone who had low Pikmin counts. You could spend a day here and easily gain plus 100 of each Pikmin type. While useful, it's not very interesting, so I'll skip to other moments. Like this. The Pikmin AI is certainly something. Behind the box I pushed on day 1 lies a bunch of bombs. I can finally break down the wall that restricted me on day 1. Here's the home of the Pearly Clam. This enemy is 2. The shell can't be damaged while the pearl can. You need to attack the pearl before the shell closes its mouth and gnaws on the Pikmin. Even after the pearl dies, the shell lives on. Oh, and the pearl gives you 50 Pikmin. I collect both the pearls and give them to my blue Pikmin. And with that, basically everything you can do in this area is done. I scavenge for a few extra pellet posies and even hunt down a harmless enemy, the iridescent flint beetle. It stores undigested pellets and nectar for winter, and when you attack its back, it spits them out. After that, I still have lots of time in the day left, so I simply end the day early. Day 6. Back to the dark, menacing forest Navel. With all the Pikmin I grew yesterday, Pikmin numbers are not an issue. I send 40 blues to finish carrying the gravity jumper, send 20 yellows to collect some bombs, and get some reds to finish out the squad. I send all my Pikmin to work on a bridge, aside from the blues and 1 yellow Pikmin in my squad. The 1 yellow Pikmin we need will collect 1 bomb rock, and the blue Pikmin will bring back the anti-doxin filter. This part is guarded by 2 Woollyhops, you know, the homicidal maniacs from earlier. Thankfully, you can just distract them, rendering them futile. The Pikmin finish working on a bridge and I go fight a boss. The baby long legs! This formidable spider is a massive orb with 4 terrifyingly oogly legs able to crush Pikmin. It's certainly something. I brought yellow Pikmin to the fight, as its weak spot, the orb, is unreachable with a red Pikmin's fur. I also brought a low amount of yellow Pikmin to minimize the chance that they get crushed. That's how I got the guard satellite without a single Pikmin dying. Okay, aside from that one. The next ship parts I want to get require a full squad of Pikmin, so I bring out extra Pikmin. Here lies the Libra and the analog computer. The way to get to them is guarded by a long string of fire geysers. With careful maneuvering, any type of Pikmin in Olimar's squad can pass, but Pikmin carrying ship parts will be burnt to death unless they are red. This is why I brought so many red Pikmin, to make this section as fast as possible. The analog computer lies in a puddle of water. 20 blue Pikmin are required to carry it out, and 20 reds need to carry it past the fire gauntlet. Nearby lies the Libra, arguably the most famous part of this game. Why? Because it can do this.
This treasure can bounce and fall out of bounds, and you'll never get it, and you'll lose the game, because this is one of the required treasures. Did you see that?
There are 2
Now
cliffs.
it's gone.
A geyser in water, requiring a blue Pikmin to activate it, gets you onto one cliff. The second cliff is so high, it can only be reached by yellow Pikmin. 15 to be precise. This is one of the few parts of the game that strictly require all 3 types of Pikmin. I send some Pikmin onto the bridge, when suddenly, a yellow Pikmin just falls into the void. They aren't supposed to do that, the bridge has guardrails. I brought 15 yellow Pikmin. I lost 1 yellow Pikmin. I now have 14 yellow Pikmin. The Libra needs 15 yellow Pikmin. By assuming that no yellow Pikmin would die, by taking the risk of prioritizing red Pikmin, I now have to walk all the way back to base just to get 1 Pikmin. Sure, I have many yellow Pikmin in reserve. The loss of 1 Pikmin is going to drastically affect my playthrough, but this death occurred at potentially the worst time. Far from the base and late in the day. Pikmin fans have the tradition of giving a name to that 1 Pikmin that just ruins your plan. The 1 Pikmin who gets eaten. The 1 Pikmin who gets distracted by a patch of grass. The 1 Pikmin who jumps into the void. That name is Steve. And that Pikmin, the one who fell into the void, I must say, they are Steve. I throw Steve's replacement up to the up to the ledge, finally having enough of yellows to bring down the Libra. Numbers are not an issue, but time might. I only have 2 day segments to bring this part back. Each day segment lasts a minute. Thankfully, the Libra arrives just in the nick of time. Yeah, you may have noticed that you can't skip the little animations that play every time you collect a ship part. Though it seems minor, this is probably my biggest issue with Pikmin, that you can't skip a 7-second cutscene. That's just how great the game is. I'm still gonna do the coughing thing, by the way. Day 7. I go to the newly discovered Distant Spring. Usually, every other area of the game has a safe zone, a place to rest around the base. When you land here, you are greeted with 2 spotty ball bears and a puffy blowhog immediately. I get 20 blues to get the repair type bolt. It requires a nice puzzle centering around the fact that a Pikmin follows Olimar, just like how a duckling follows its mother. I send 30 blues to work on this bridge and pass the egg. My 70 remaining blue Pikmin go towards this bridge which guards the gluon drive. This part needs 50 Pikmin to carry, making it the heaviest part in the game. You may wonder why I don't get blue Pikmin to carry it through the water. They refuse to. I don't know why. I stupidly send my remaining Pikmin to work on the gate surrounding the zirconium rotor. You'll see why this is a blunder later. I bring my Pikmin to the massage machine, a thankfully optional part. You think I'd need to defeat the spotty ball bear, a stronger version of the bulwark that, once woken up, does not go back to sleep, and also is invincible while it attacks you. But no. The Pikmin just ignore it. I still have to build the bridge. I get Pikmin to bring back the gluon drive. May I just comment on how many of these parts seem rather useless? Olimar states in multiple entries for different parts, including the gluon drive, that he has absolutely no idea what they do. The gluon drive was expensive, and is also part of the dolphin's hull, meaning it's probably important for the ship to function, but parts like the Sagittarius and Libra serve no function at all, and yet are mandatory to escape. Olimar does mention how those 2 ship parts were gifts from his children. Perhaps he'd be heartbroken after losing such a sentimental piece. I get the UV lamp. This part is very annoying to collect. The ledge is extremely thin, making it very likely to Pikmin to fall off. And one does. This must be Steve Jr. I send Pikmin to work on the bridges and gates before getting attacked. Attacked by the swooping snitch bug. This enemy cannot kill Pikmin. Instead, it shoves them into the ground, creating a seedling that needs to be plucked. I get the zirconium rotor, but since I never killed the lollyhops around them, they get brutally crushed. Sunset is coming, and remember, I have still not whistled those Pikmin that finished building that bridge. I get a little stressed, unable to progress with the fear of the sunset counter. I end the day early. Day 8. Remember how I stupidly sent my remaining Pikmin to the work on the gate surrounding the zirconium rotor? Yeah, I should have used that squad to instead collect the interstellar radio. This part is at the far edge of town where no grass grows, trapped inside a puffy creature that blows. Oh, it wasn't that difficult. No, I can strategize around that. Oh, there's a lollyhop that lives on the path the Pikmin used to carry back the interstellar radio. Yeah, realizing this plan wouldn't work, I go back in time. The game allows you to reset from your last save at any time, to improve and refine your strategy. This is the only time in the run I do so. Day 8. I get my army and refight the armored cannon beetle. Remember them? This game is chock filled with enemies only used once or twice. It's nice to see a few repeats once in a while. This time, the part is inside the beast, meaning you are required to kill it. Here is the number 2 Ionium Jet. You have to do a short puzzle to solve it. It's alright, there are a few water dumples nearby, and a aquatic fellow to the bulwark, but it's outshined by a much more interesting part that also crosses those water dumples. I get the pilot seat, which is literally just put on the ground, and is also mandatory for escape. Yeah, this game design is a bit gormless some of the time. The Kronos reactor is a part high up on a ledge. It requires yellow Pikmin, but it is surrounded by water on all sides, requiring blue Pikmin. How will I get to it? This is a candy pop bud. Throw Pikmin inside, and those Pikmin will be reincarnated as the color of the candy pop bud. Olimar ponders that these buds are the next stage in Pikmin evolution. Nice! By turning my blues into yellows, then turning them back into blues, I can get this part, which Olimar compares to a big rubber band back to the ship. I rush to collect the zirconium rotor, then go to the puffy blowhog holding the interstellar radio. You know, this enemy is extremely annoying, as annoying as all these constant interruptions. Because when you finally try to attack them, they run away. And when you finally give up, it starts attacking you relentlessly. The Kronos reactor should be back by now. This is what I mean. There's no interruption for the Kronos reactor because that part never returned back to the ship. It was stopped dead in its tracks by this puffy blowhog. I really hate this enemy. And yet, if I had the chance, I would not remove it from the game. It once again punishes players, such as me, who take risks, who decide to spare the puffy blowhog. I gather the one Pikmin I didn't save from the puffy blowhog's blow and go to this egg. Someone on the internet told me that this egg gives you 100 free Pikmin, and I trust strangers. So I break it, and nothing. Oh well. Those who know. Day 9, the final trial. This is the final barrier preventing Olimar from reuniting with his family. First, let me comment on how great the music is in this area. Take a listen. It's menacing, yet welcoming. It's as though the world itself is saying, yes, Olimar, this will be a challenge. You will be in danger. But galvanize your troops, and you shall meet victory. This area is a massive puzzle. There's a bridge surrounded by water, requiring blue Pikmin, a bomb rock gate, which requires yellow Pikmin, and a box protected by a path of fire, requiring red Pikmin. It's a puzzle you get faster at every time you solve it. After the puzzle, there's a suspiciously open arena with a giant rock in the middle. Wonder what it is? At the back of the arena, there's a gate that leads to bomb rocks. A lot of them. 50 of them. I prepare the arena with bomb rocks, and wake up the beast, the Emperor Bulblax. The king of all Bulborbs, he has a massive tongue used to eat any Pikmin that get in its way. But those bombs have a purpose. If the Emperor Bulblax eat a bomb, it becomes stunned. But of course, this is extremely dangerous. Having an arsenal of 50 bombs in your squad. Yes, that is a recipe for disaster. But this is the end of the game. Pikmin deaths do not matter whatsoever. After this, you are done, able to return home. There is nothing stopping you from murdering absolutely every Pikmin in sheer desperation and laziness, as you will no longer need them. And yet, something in your soul, your consciousness, prevents you from doing that. I would consider myself quite an apathetic player. I do not care if an individual Pikmin dies. I only care when enough deaths occur to drastically affect my strategy. I know Pikmin deaths are inevitable, so I always bring extra Pikmin. Okay, well I do most of the time. But when I do not have enough Pikmin to carry back a ship part, I have to return back to base, wasting time. But there is a lot of time left in the day. This would not affect me here. Perhaps my brain is hardwired to know that Pikmin deaths almost always cause time losses, and therefore they must be avoided. Or perhaps it is the terrifying sound of a Pikmin being munched, followed by the little cry they give out with a soul rising up. Perhaps that is what makes me feel sad. Who knows? After half his health is depleted, the Emperor Bulblax gains a new attack. He starts jumping like mad. Any Pikmin that happen to be under it when it lands gets crushed, much like the Wallyhawk. Usually, this move, along with the tongue lash, is terrifying for players, but I've played this game before. For me, the Emperor Bulblax is just another enemy that drops the ship part. The ship part he drops is a secret safe, a piggy bank, which obviously isn't required to escape. It's weird that they made the final boss technically optional. When Olimar arrived on this planet, the Pikmin were near extinction. The Onion only had the strength to produce one Pikmin. So, every time I replay this game, I throw one of each Pikmin into the candy pups in the final trial, just to make sure that they survive. I know that's not what they're for changing your Pikmin types at the last minute, and I know it deducts the Pikmin from the stats at the end of the game, but I don't really care. I have finally recovered every ship part. Now I can return home to Hockatate. This game has 3 endings. Let's start with the one I'm currently doing, the happy ending. When you collect all 30 ship parts, Olimar reminisces about his adventures with the Pikmin. He lets out a long, deep sigh. He will clearly miss the Pikmin. Launching off, the Onion's full of him, with new Onion colors not seen in the base game. All these will become future Pikmin types in later games. The credits roll, followed by the enemy reel. This has Olimar's notes on all the creatures of this planet, with a basic description of their biology and, of course, their name. This is how I know all the names of all the enemies and creatures of this game. Yes, I have them memorized by heart. The mediocre ending lives up to its name. It occurs when you collect the 25 mandatory ship parts, but not all the 5 optional ones. Olimar just sort of enters his ship and gets out of there. And these 3 clueless Pikmin have no idea what's going on. The bad ending starts the same as the mediocre ending, but it adds this addition. Overall, Pikmin, it's amazing. I've played this game for half my life, and there's a reason. I adore it. Its time management, its area design, its charm. Many of the core designs of this game I have borrowed from my own creations. This untitled game I made, look what it has in the corner, a day timer, which, though seems unrelated to Pikmin, has an obvious inspiration once you look at the UI of 2023's Pikmin 4. A 9-day run may seem impressive, but a 6-day run is possible. I still can improve, I still can do better. This is why I see myself still playing this game in a year, 10 years, forever. This game has shaped me massively. It's a shame we only get a new entry every 10 years.